concrete than this. And today, as we remember Dr. King, we must dedicate ourselves to keeping his dream alive and his fight moving forward. Joining me now is Dr. King's eldest son, Martin Luther King III, and Congresswoman Karen Bass. Thank you both for being here to honor Dr. King with us and his legacy. Martin, I don't know anyone that has fought more to keep the policies and philosophies of your father front and center, and not just have this as a day with just ceremonial things. What's your assessment today?
Well, very quickly, one of the most important issues, we are approaching an election. We have gone all over the world to fight for democracy for other nations, and yet right here at home, we are restricting democracy by the new voter laws.
Right.
So if Dad was here, he would be certainly working with Congress trying to get a adequate voting rights bill. He would be working with Congress, just as the President has said, about how do we raise up the quality of life. The nation will not do well if we continue to keep creating more and more poor people. There is a better way. Dad called it probably redistributing wealth, and that probably is what got him killed, quite frankly.
Now, when you look at the income inequality that we talked about, and when you look at the attack on voter rights, which you called the march that we all rallied with you last year, a couple 100,000 of us marched on voter ID and on the economic inequality. There are many that are being hypocritical today, celebrating your father's birthday, but not being evasive about what your father stood for.
Well, that's absolutely correct. I think many try to make Martin Luther King relevant to themselves, and yet they come to ceremonies that are birthdays, but they don't actually work with the sacrament and do the work to bring about the change. That can change, but it's a matter of participating in the political process. We got to find a way to get more people to vote than ever before in this upcoming election.
Now, Congresswoman Bass, as you listen to Martin Luther King III, Dr. King and Mrs. King's heir, talking about this, is there a mood in Congress to deal with this? I know that Congressman Sensenbrenner and Congressman John Lewis have proposed a voters bill that would in many ways deal with the Supreme Court decision, and this is what Martin and I hoped for last year with the march, that there'd be some bill in Congress, but there's no guarantee that they would even bring it up to vote, let's alone pass.
You know, that's right, Rev, but actually I am encouraged, and I do think it's going to come up for a vote. I have to tell you that I was very skeptical, but my colleagues who were my elders, Mr. Conyers, Mr. Lewis, they told us that they were going to be able to bring Republican support, and they've done exactly that. Now, it's not the bill we would have written,
right, but
it is certainly a start, and I actually am hopeful that it's going to move, and it's going to move both in the Senate and the House.
Now, Martin, a lot of younger people, she talked about her elders, and they're ours too, but then we're older than some of the younger people that work with all of us, and they don't understand, even today, this holiday came about after a fight. Your mother had to mobilize all over this country to even get this holiday, and a lot of young people wake up today and think this holiday was automatic.
Well, you're absolutely correct. We know that nothing comes without struggle,
right,
work. And the fact that Mom, Stevie Wonder, you, so many others around our nation were working to get this holiday. And it's wonderful that we have a holiday, but the holiday is different than what we normally do for a holiday. The holiday is about rededicating our lives to finishing or helping to realize the dream, because we've not realized it yet. We just talked about poverty, militarism and violence, and racism still in our nation.
Congresswoman Bass, do you think that America has a sense of shifting to deal with this problem of income inequality?
Well, you know, I definitely think the mood is out there. All of the polling certainly says that there is support for raising the minimum wage, and obviously that's to address income inequality. So I think the mood is there. But I do think we have to constantly educate people, even about what the holiday is about. It's not a holiday to do nothing. It's a holiday to rededicate yourself. It's not a holiday to have a department store sale. It's a holiday to reflect on the history of struggle and to continue to move that forward.